Well, before we get going here, guys, I want to talk to you guys before we do this, because especially you, Mr. Snake. If you
Hi.
don't quit it with the soundboard effects, I'm gonna give you the fucking Robert Sala treatment. I swear to God.
Bet.
What a wonderful day!
Well, I muted his ass, so I guess this episode can just be me and you, Mr. Milka.
I mean, to be fair, his winning record for game of the week is just about as good as Robert Sala's in real life.
Oh, burn. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to another episode 7 of the Log Podcast covering the League of Ordinary Gentlemen. I am your host, Jay, back at you again, and luckily, after that horrible freaking intro, only one other guy here, Mr. Melka. Mr. Melka, how you doing?
Doing awesome, man. Doing awesome. Even better without Austin here.
I'm telling you, that dude needs to tone it down.
He needs to
'Cause
calm down a little bit.
I'm going to start pulling some executive power. I don't have any, but I'm going to start using it. But this podcast wouldn't be a thing without him. So, Mr. Snake, are you there? Take that as a no. Would you like us to do the podcast without you? Because we'll do it.
I'll take that.
Yes,
as
I'm
a
here.
yes.
Okay, I'm here.
Well, let's get this episode going with our Week 5 recap. Got a couple interesting games this past week, just looking at the numbers here as your unbiased outside eye. A couple high-scoring games, too. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
Mr. Malka, you're in that group.
Yes,
But
sir.
first things first, speaking of Mr. Malka, let's get into it. Little Melka got the win over Concussors 267 over 157. Guys, your opinion?
Yeah, going into the Sunday night game, I was like, oh, I easily got the highest score of the week, easily got the highest score in the league so far this year. And then the Sunday night game happened, and T Rex all of a sudden had 269 points. And I was like, well, that's not going to happen anymore.
Nice. 269.
Nice. My team's back. I had 2 down weeks. My team's back.
Am I allowed to talk again? Do I have
As long
permission?
as you tone it down on the sound bites, we're okay.
Okay.
I want your energy. Come on, bring it. Let's go.
God damn it.
I won a game. Oh my god, he's back, guys. But first of all, Kyle, I don't all that confidence that was just there. Where was it last week? Where was it? You thought you were gonna get beat by concussors. You're like, I don't think I'm gonna win this game anymore. Actually,
I didn't say that.
yes,
I-
you
I
did.
said-
You were like, I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, I wasn't
You said
sure
it. We can
because
run-
I
we can
put
run
up
the tapes.
147 points last week. If my team did that again, then I was gonna lose.
You do that every year. You put up like 140 and then put up 3,000 the next week. You do that every year. You're fine. All right, you're fine. You're good. You're gonna make the playoffs. You're fine. All this lack of confidence is like fake. You're just trying to sell your
Oh,
sell
okay.
your resume to other people.
Mike McDaniel still needs to be fired. Anyways, moving on.
Next up, we had Endzone Gods versus Barn Burners. Barn Burners getting the dub.
Yeah, that was a matchup for first place early on in the season, and Barn Burners did not want to give that up to End Zone. No, he did not.
Yeah, Barn Burners. He gets another win. He's 4-1, whatever. End Zone God's 3-2.
Wow.
He beat me. He beat me last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, last week, and he's second in the division. But you know what? I'm also at 3-2. When I think the second half of the season, when we play each other again, I'm gonna beat both these guys and be top of the division.
I like the confidence. I like the confidence.
Okay, when I said bring back the confidence, man, I didn't mean that far. Come on.
What
Went
do you
from
want
I'm
from
about
me?
to lose.
What
I'm
do
about
you
to lose
want
to
from
concussors
me?
to nobody can
What do
beat me.
you
I'm so
want from
good.
me?
It's his turn to build the empire.
Okay, I don't know what this man wants from me.
Either
I want
way,
you back, man.
we'll move on. We'll move on. How about that? Next up, we had Big Boy Club versus Diamond Dogs. The new guy getting the win again.
Diamond Dog's team finally showing his wear of trading away all of his teams. He started Justice Hill. and Derrick Henry was in fact not hurt. So,
No, he wasn't.
so yeah, he lost.
I did say that Diamond Dogs was going to struggle in this division. I said once when he gets his guys back, he's going to be fine. But he decided to sell more of them, and I think I think it's really going to show here. Big boy put up 208. The only reason the Diamond Dogs was even in this game at all was because Joe Burrow put up 55. But other than that, it was a blowout.
Yep.
Next up, we had our highest scoring team of the week and our third highest scoring team of the week, and overall a very high scoring game. T-Rex Bitches and Pineapple Express. T-Rex getting the win.
Yeah, T-Rex's luck, it changed in the fact that he actually won this game because he put up an absolute monster score. But the points against, still, he had the third highest team against him. He had another team well over 200 against him. I don't know how this continues, and we'll see. I think T-Rex's team could definitely compete with his scores. I think his luck will balance out.
Yeah, T-Rex put up like 270. And I know we had him a couple weeks back. He said, if I start losing a couple more games, I'm going to start selling.
Yeah, so much
If
for
I'm
that.
him, I see 270, I ain't selling shit.
No.
Hell no. He going for it. I know he is.
Has to.
So I would if you put up a 270.
Yep.
But getting on to our last regular game, we'll say, for the week 5, we had Mr. Snake, or should I say the Emperor,
Oh my god.
beating out.
New soundbite.
What did we talk about?
New
We had
soundbite.
Mr. Snake beating Slap Yo Mama. Mr. Snake, how do you feel after another week in the win column?
I feel great. Top of the division still, Kyle. You're like, Slap's going to slap the heck out your mama. My mama fine over there. All right. She is fine. No bruises on her cheeks from no slapping. All right. Beat him. Pummeled him. Blew him out. Maybe I went into Monday and I was like, maybe I'm going to lose this game. But no, I won it. All right. No
Okay.
doubt ever.
Uh-huh.
Ever.
Yeah,
All right, man.
never.
You underestimate my power.
You're overdoing it. You're on the last straw.
Oh my gosh.
I'm moving on. Screw you. Our game of the week for week 5 was Deflated Balls versus High Class, and Deflated got the win in a pretty close matchup, I'd say. Guys, what's your opinions on our game of the week?
My opinion on the game of the week. I lost another quarter, man. I can't afford this. All right, I got bills to pay.
Not in this
These quarters
economy.
are adding up. All right, I cannot go out there and buy no more milk because I am in debt.
You know what?
Please come home with the milk.
you
Please
know.
come home. I miss you.
You know what quarters pay for? The quarters pay for laundry at an apartment that charges for laundry. Anyways, I need those quarters too, just as bad, which means I'm going to keep winning these, and I'm just going to win all of them. But yeah, very close game here. And I think this was another one of those weeks where it's like the game of the week we chose just ended up being a really good matchup. Definitely not the highest scorers, but a 7-point game. I don't think there's anything else that was even remotely that close. So
We forecasted all of this, obviously. Like weeks
Yes.
ago, we planned all this out. We knew it was going to be a close game. That's why it was our game of the week.
100% planned.
Obviously.
This league is scripted just like the NFL.
Wow, we're going there already. Man, we're never going to make it big.
The league is scripted just like the NFL, aka the refs for the Chiefs.
We have scripted that I am the king.
Okay.
Before we get canceled, I'm going to move on to my favorite segment of the show. The best segment, some would say.
Okay.
Our trades, because we had 2 this week. We had one that made sense, kind of, and we had one that I'm looking at the looking at the trade here, and I'm assuming these 2 gentlemen just wanted to make my week, but we'll get into that later. That's down the road. Our first trade we had this week was between Little Milka and Diamond Dogs. Little Milka getting back in the trade talks finally, because I only harp on it every week, and I figured the 2 guys that are here sitting with me every week, they would hear me complain about no trades. But
It wasn't
he's
too long
back.
ago I sold my soul.
I know you're back in the talk, so I'll let it go. I'll let it slide. But we have little Melka getting a 2025 8th and 9th round pick and a 2026 10th and 11th round pick. And all Dogs gets in return is a 2026 4th. So in my opinion, this is just a whole bunch of hoopla. This is all just, this is so far in the future. I might not even be here. We don't even know.
You might be in
But
the league.
I'll tell you what, if I am around and by the time that 2026 4th hits, I want to see what Dogs gets because he's just like, here, take all my late round picks that don't matter. Give me a 4th.
Yeah, pretty much. No, he started texting me pretty early in the morning. Well, actually, no, I texted him because he sent the trade originally. It was like a second for a bunch of low picks like this. I'm like, you think I'm gonna trade away a second for like an 8th and a 9th? Nah, I'm not doing that. We ended up talking it down where he gave me a 4th, or I gave him a 4th, I should say. Yeah, his whole reasoning was, you've given away a few picks in the 2025 draft. Take a couple back. I said, okay, I guess. Sure. But I wasn't giving up a second round pick for bottom picks.
Second round pick's a lot of capital.
Yes, it is. But, I've had some luck in the later rounds, so I'll take it.
And then our second trade this week, I'm gonna have to talk about this for a minute because I think it was made in good faith. I think this trade was done in a way to just ensure that there was a trade to talk about this week. Because
No, this
looking
happened
at the two,
after my trade.
oh, so they were just oblivious. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Then I'm
this
gonna really
this
let
happened after my trade.
I'm gonna let it eat then.
Let it eat.
Our second trade we had this week was Toilet Snake and Pineapple Express. So I had some hope when I saw those two names come across my desk. All right. I saw Pineapple, who he's my guy. He's trading everywhere. And I saw Toilet Snake. So I'm like, ooh, he's a guy in the podcast. He knows I want big blockbuster trades. And what do? They just swap 11th round picks next year. What are we doing? What? No one cares about your position in the 11th round. All right. You could have at least done a first. That would have been fun. No. 11th round picks. We should just wipe this off. We shouldn't even be talking about it. We've wasted too much time already.
Veto this trade.
Mr. Snake, explain yourself, please.
This is an absolutely team-altering trade.
Oh
Let
my
me.
God.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Holy
I'm
crap.
kidding. I'm kidding. No, this is an artistic criticism of the trade you have talked about beforehand. This is complete making a joke of the trade that happened 3 minutes prior to this trade happening. The 8, 9, 10, 11 for a 4th. Who cares? That's wild. Why would you even like? You guys
It's
talked
pretty
about
out there.
that for 2 days.
It
Two
was
days
not
you
2
talked about.
days. It was 1 day.
It was a
day.
whole day.
It was
A
most of
whole
a day.
day.
It was most of
It
a
was
day.
most. You're not helping yourself here. A whole day of talk for that garbage.
What do you mean garbage? I got 4 picks.
Oh wow. Okay, go have fun with getting Daquan Jacqueline or
Yeah,
something.
Daquan Cleveland's gonna be my next Tyreek Hill.
4th round cornerback for the Cincinnati Bengals.
No.
I really think he's
Wow.
gonna be something this year, guys.
Well, before we move on to our waivers and interesting things for this week, I do want to make a little side note here for our trades section. I did hear from a certain little birdie in a tree, aka Mr. Melka, that Diamond Dogs has put like most of his team on the trade block. So all I'm hearing is a whole lot of potential for next week and the trade section. So if you want to hear me go crazy about trades, hit up Diamond Dogs about moving his team.
Do
But
it.
guys, what were your interesting things for week 5?
Yeah, so Slap, he had the highest score last week. We talked about the high score curse, and it bit him in the ass. It slapped him.
You're damn right.
It slapped him, and frickin' Austin won. Now Rex has the high score of the week and the high score in the league, to be honest. Let's see if he has different results, maybe.
I'm blanking on a fucking segue. I don't got one. It's broken. I don't got one. Oh, I got it! Speaking of dropping the ball here, did you see what Pineapple did this morning? He decided, I'm done with Kelsey, or what it seemed to be. He cut him for a kicker, and we're all sitting there, oh my god, what the hell? The entire league
We were
is going
shocked.
crazy.
We were stunned.
We're stunned. We're all throwing waivers in. Yeah, let's all race for him on Thursday. And then we get a huge message from Kamish and Co-Kamish. Guys, Pineapple's crying in the corner over there. He said it's a big mistake. Oh, I accidentally dropped my guy. It wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, okay, sure, bud. You just heard all the ranting and raving from everyone who wanted to pick him up. Whatever.
Yeah, that was really funny. So, concussors, what are you doing, bud? Are you still trying to fight? Are you still trying to? Austin, is he still fighting?
I think he's trying to put numbers in the wrong tally. That's not the word I wanted to say, but that's what we're going with.
Yeah, he picked up Kirk Cousins, dropping Andy Dalton. For those of you that missed it, Cousins had a monster week last week, put up 500 yards. I doubt he's gonna do that again, but he's still trying, I guess.
That poor guy. That poor man. This poor team. It needs to fall.
Keep fighting, concussors. We believe in you.
Moving on, Kyle. You didn't pick up a linebacker this week.
I didn't.
You didn't. But you stole my freaking safety. That's what you did. You stole 4 people that claims for Antonio Johnson. 4 people. That's wild.
Good.
You stole him from me.
Good.
Was that your only claim?
Yes.
What the heck?
That was the only guy I put a waiver in for.
He took him.
I took him. I have no shame, no regrets. Get wrecked, nerds.
Get wrecked, nerds. I'm so fucking done with this podcast. We're only 7 episodes in. One guy just banging on the soundboard every 2 minutes, and the other guy is dropping lines like "get wrecked, nerds" to a league full of grown-ass men.
Yep.
Screw y'all, I'm moving on. We're week 6. I heard that. Our week 6 matchups, and we got our first cross-division matchups of the year, so we got some excitement this week. I'll run through our first 5 games right away, and let the boys give you their insight, and then we'll get to our game of the week after that. First up, we have Slap Yo Mama versus Little Melka. We got Diamond Dogs versus High Class Dumpster Divers. We got T-Rex Bitches versus Concussors. We got Pineapple Express versus Endzone Gods. And we got Mr. Snake versus Deflated Balls. My opinion, not that it matters, on these matchups this week are some people are getting close to that bottom tier of the league, and I have a message for the bottom tier people. You don't want to be there, because after this week, I'm going to start ripping on the bottom tier teams. I'm going to start giving y'all crap to start playing to win, because we don't want tanks for the first overall pick here. We want competition.
That's why
So-
Cousins picked up Kirk Cousins.
You know
He's
what?
scared of you.
I'll take it. I'm throwing it out there now. I'm giving y'all plenty of time. You don't want to be on my shit list. All right. I'm not even in the league, so I can just let it rip. So, guys, what's your opinion on these week 6 matchups?
Austin, you can start.
Kyle, you know you've been talking all the craze about T-Rex bitches over there. How he's got the highest score. He's got the potential high score curse. He's got blah, 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 all this blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? He's playing the worst team in the league, arguably. It's not really even an argument. I'm sorry, Concussors. I like you, bud. But you're looking like you're hurt right now. But your love child over there, T-Rex bitches, right? Against Concussors, worst team, your top team. I want to see if that curse has any effect here, because if it's ever gonna end here, it's this week.
Yeah, if T-Rex loses this game, we just have to cement the curse as canon, right?
It's gotta be for sure. Put it in the tomes.
Because that's the only explanation if he loses here. That and Kirk Cousins. Next we got Pineapple Express versus End Zone Gods. This game should be very interesting, very good. Pineapple's still trying to compete. He tried cutting Kelsey and everybody gave him shit for it, so he made up some bullshit excuse to keep him. I think that means he wants to keep winning. So if he beats End Zone Gods and I win, I get to bump up second in the division, drop him down a peg, put Pineapple back up there. Definitely not rooting for Pineapple this week.
Really, definitely not. Okay, I'm sensing a little bit of
Definitely
bias.
not rooting for
After all the shit you gave him for dropping Kelsey, you're
No,
still gonna whatever.
no bias.
Yeah, whatever. As far as cross division games go, that one's pretty interesting. But we're gonna talk about Mr. Bias over there. We're just gonna bring it up to Lil Melka slap. You want to talk about you? You confident? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'll win.
Oh yeah, you'll win. Okay,
win.
what did you say? What did you say last week about slap? Every time you doubt him, he's gonna win. So have fun losing. You suck.
No. Every time you doubt him, he wins.
Oh yeah, I'm pegging him as losing this game for sure. Are you kidding me? He's 1-4, dude.
No, you just told me that he's gonna slap me.
No, I just said you're doubting him, dude.
I'm doubting him. You
Yeah.
said he's gonna slap me. Well, let's go to you. Toilet snake is deflated. You're probably gonna win. You're probably gonna win. Yeah, you're probably gonna win. Deflated, I'm
Thanks,
sorry.
bud.
Deflated, I'm sorry. I would love for you to beat Toilet and put him down a couple pegs. That'd be great.
Okay, yeah. Whatever. I'm winning. Speaking of dropping down a couple pegs, I mean over there, you got Diamond Dogs who's trying to get into a lower tier of goodness for some reason. He's going crazy about this aging out thing. He's so paranoid. He's like, I gotta get young again. I gotta get young again. You guys said I'm old, and I gotta get young again. So he's trying to sell his team here, drop down a couple pegs, and you got high class dumpster divers who, admittedly, is not one of the great teams. However, he has been overperforming. He's been doing well, even though he lost last week. He still put up a pretty good score. It was like 180 something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think high classes will win this game. Diamond Dog's still really rough at running back right now. Derrick Henry's still not hurt, so Justice Hills isn't going to be a whole lot for him. I think this is going to be one of our lower scoring games of the week, to be honest with you.
Alrighty. Well, that gets us to our final game for week 6. Our game of the week. We got Big Boy Club, the new kid on the block, 3-2, looking pretty good. Versus, let's just say, the old guard. Is that okay?
That works.
And Barn Burners, 4-1. Big Boy Club and Barn Burners. Could be another really good game. Guys, what's your opinions on this one?
Yeah, Big Boy Club is Barn Burner's literal boss. So Barn Burners better play this safe for his job.
You think so, huh?
Yup.
You think his job's in danger for a fantasy game?
Maybe not his job as a whole, but there's definitely a chance of demotion here.
Ooh, that'd be some deep stuff.
Be spicy.
I mean, Kyle was almost kicked out of the house when those two played each other, so I would
makes
not
sense.
be
Still might be.
surprised.
Still might be.
Still might be. However, I like this matchup a lot because both of these teams have been really good. However, both of these teams are hurt right now.
Very.
Very
Barn Burner
hurt.
also has
However,
a lot of buys.
all those buys are gonna wave bye to Mr. Big Boy Club over there because Papa Mocha gonna win this easy.
This is why I might be kicked out still. I'm betting on Big Boy Club because Barn Burners knows what's good for his job.
Fair enough. Well, since we think it's going to be a spicy game this week, let's get into our interview for this week, which we were lucky enough to get both the manager of Barn Burners and the manager of Big Boy Club in at the same time. We got to hear the juicy details of their working relationship outside of fantasy, so we will catch you on the other side.
So Papa Melka, look at us. Just a couple of 4-1 guys, huh? Look at us. Who would have thought? Not me.
Well, I just thought about me. You, on the other hand, are the surprise.
What are you talking about? I'm epic. I'm awesome. I'm killing it out there.
You are doing very well right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I'm not loving the fact that you're not willing to trade.
I'm willing to
Just saying.
trade, just not a lot of guys.
I'm really kind of feeling like the anybody but Melka thing is going on because I've asked a couple of people who are stacked at wide receiver, and nobody's willing to trade me one.
I like my receivers. I like them.
No kidding. Why do you think I want one of them?
Anyway, I'm going to butt in here. This is our game of the week. We are here with Barn Burners, obviously, and a new face to the podcast, Big Boy Club. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing
Yeah,
well. Happy
glad
to be here.
Yeah.
So, I have to ask the obvious question here. So, Preston, you are his boss, correct? In real life?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I don't know.
Of course, yes, he is.
Yeah,
He has a
yeah.
gold tag and everything.
I always hate saying that.
So, Dad, are you going to intentionally lose this week to avoid the unemployment line?
So Preston isn't quite that vindictive, so I don't have to intentionally lose. But I want to make a good showing. I want to win. I want to make him think he has a chance to win. But all at the same time, I don't want to affect my future income. So there's a fine balance there.
I just want to be competitive.
All right, big boy, new guy. I gotta ask, what's it like being gifted a team that is of championship caliber? I mean, you basically skipped the bottom of the barrel stages that teams like me had to endure.
That feels good. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, I think I made a couple decent picks in the draft. Bowers turned out to be pretty good. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, awesome. Oh, he's been helping me out. But I think, yeah, just a little bit of luck, a little bit of research. So, yeah, just keep on going, I guess. But wait, Toilet Snake, Austin?
Oh yeah.
You're not the bottom of the barrel.
I used to be. You should have seen my team. You should have seen it.
You just crushed me like last week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That
There's
felt
a
good.
reason he had the 102. There's a
Right.
reason he had the 102.
And it's tough because, well, being a rookie too, first of the league, you know, it's a dynasty, so you got to hold on to these guys. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. You know, that's one of my questions. You know, sometimes it's like, you know, do you get rid of these guys or do you just keep holding on to them?
Is that your first dynasty?
Yeah, this is my first dynasty. So,
It's definitely an adjustment. It for
Yeah.
sure is.
you know,
Yeah.
before you don't care.
Yeah.
But now it's like you gotta be careful because you gotta look towards the future. Yeah, you know, it's just a lot of little stuff like running backs are rare. It seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of running backs,
Uh-oh.
feel free not to pick up one this week.
Yeah, I'm in dire need. I'm down to one, so yeah,
Oh jeez.
yeah. Mixon and Aaron Jones are out for me.
Oh
So
boy. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
tough.
I don't
There's
I don't
Slim
have a
Pickens
whole
out
lot
there,
of
too.
guys on my bench that are playable either. The majority of them are on bye week with a couple of out and injuries. So you're actually facing me on a pretty good week because I'm limited on my player options.
That's why we picked the matchup, because we figured this would both happen to you guys, obviously.
yeah.
Yeah.
We planned ahead.
I don't even know if I'm gonna have a quarterback yet or not.
We knew this was going to be the matchup week 1. We knew this was going to happen.
Yep. So, big boy, going back a few weeks, it was you versus Slap Your Mama the 2-time reigning champion, and you crushed him. That had to feel pretty good as the newcomer in the league, coming in and beating the top dog right off the bat.
It felt pretty good. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. And it wasn't like at first I forget how it all went down, but I'm like, oh man, this isn't looking good. And then I had somebody go off, and then that's kind of how it works out. So it was pretty cool moment. Yeah.
You get your bragging rights to him right away at work.
Actually, I took it easy on him because, well, being new to the league, I wasn't.
Oh, that's prime time to start the talk.
I know. Being the rookie, I just kind of eased it into this, you know.
Well, make sure not to hold back anything after you crush barn burners this week.
Oh yeah, I'll do that for you, little Velka.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, what, Dad?
There will be no crushing of barn burners.
There will be absolute crushing of barn burners.
There's
This
not
is
gonna
my
be any-
quarter.
That barn is sturdy as hell. What do you mean? That barn is glorious.
There will be crushing of barn burners. I will be winning another quarter this week.
You win that quarter, you're out of the house.
It's already happening.
Don't make me drop any flaming footballs on your butt.
On your phone.
All right, big boy club. You're at 3-2, second in your division. But you've got a lot of talent in your division. Is your team up to the task? Do you think you can push for playoffs and possibly, hey, you haven't been mentioned in championship talks here yet, but you think your team can push for it?
I think it's a long shot. I'll be honest. I have some of my players for the future. I think like maybe if I don't get close this year, I think next year I'm set up to be in pretty good shape. So yeah, I think it's a long shot for me. I'm kind of just holding a lot of my younger players. But there's always that chance. I have the team to do it if I can just get my injuries.
Yeah, I agree. I think you have the team to do it, and I think a couple good moves for you could definitely potentially push you over the edge. And speaking of moves, I know Dad's already talked about it a little bit, but any trades you're looking to do, big boy?
That's a tough one because I kind of like my whole team.
Fair enough.
Aside from your hurt running backs, I'd assume.
Yeah, Aaron Jones and Mixon. I know Floyd tried trading with me. If it would be anything, I guess it would be for a running back.
For a running back? All right, so Barn Burner's looking for a wide receiver. Big Boy Club looking for a running back. Make offers, people.
Yeah, there you go.
Did we pop the big question, Kyle? Did we pop
have
it
not.
yet? Let me ask it this time, all right? Let me
Go
ask
for
it. Papa Melka, Big Boy Club. Who the heck winning this game? Papa Melka, you first.
Honestly, I think this week will be difficult for me to win, just based on the fact that I have limited choice of players, and I'm probably going to be forced to cut one or two people in order to field the full roster.
Fair
That
enough.
said, I still like my chances.
Papa Melka has 2 playable guys on his bench, and he's still gonna win. You heard it here first.
Oh man, he's pulling out the soundboard already. All right, big boy, going to you. Who do you think's winning this week?
You know what? If my guys just play up to their ability, I think I got a good chance. So
like
even
that.
being down a running back, so yeah, I think I got just as good a chance as Kevin. So we'll see. We'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Should we put a coffee on this, Preston, just for fun?
I think we
There we
should
go.
actually. Some coffee. Yeah, bragging rights.
There
Little
you
bit of
go.
steer.
Should we go all out and go for a Starbucks coffee?
Oh
Starbucks
man,
coffee. Yeah, there you
Ooh.
go.
they're getting expensive.
That bougie shit.
I can't afford that, so yeah, let's do it.
Do either of you guys have something to say to the league at all? Any message, any upbringing, anything? Take your
I'd
time.
just like to say I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm glad I joined, being the rookie this year. and being my first dynasty, yeah, like I said, I spend more time researching players now because before I didn't. I'll be honest, there was a lot of defensive players I didn't know.
Yep.
So
Me
this is cool. So appreciate you guys letting me in.
You know, we were talking about earlier about how we're seeing a lot of red and how guys you get, everybody's got people on IR and it takes up a roster spot and stuff. It looked like we had an informal poll, if I recall correctly, on Discord earlier. But I think that'll be something to look forward to for the whole league next year. We'll add an IR spot so we can maybe not have as much red taking up space. So that'll be a change for next season. And like any other time, if anybody's got ideas, thoughts, things that they think can make the league better, bring them forward. I mean, I know several of us are definitely enjoying the podcasts, and little stuff like this can make the league a lot more fun.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Big boy, welcome to the league, and don't let me down. I got my quarter on you.
Oh boy, yep. Thanks,
Let him
guys.
down. Let him down. I'm in the hole here.
All right, bye guys.
night.
Thanks. Good night.
Go Burners!
Nah,
Go Barners, yeah.
go Big Boy Club. Let's go.
Yeah,
No,
big boy.
No.
Let's go. I'm
Barners,
looking forward to
woo.
that coffee.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, I want to thank both Barn Burners and Big Boy Club for coming in and chatting with the guys. I was finally able to listen to the interview before we actually recorded this podcast, so I got to actually hear the sass, we'll just say, between the two guys, just being guys being guys. But I did hear just this one thing that stood out to me. Barn Burners is down bad for a receiver. I mean,
He is
I don't know about
very
you.
down bad.
I don't know about you guys, but he needs a receiver. So, me being the trade guy, someone offer Malka a receiver. I think he needs it. But I guess I shouldn't say that because then if he wins, it's collusion, right?
Yeah.
But no, what's your guys' thoughts on this week's interview?
Kyle, is it too late? Can we swap? Is it
Nah,
too late?
man.
No, you're locked
man.
in. You're stuck.
locked.
Well, Barnes taking it anyway, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You sound super confident right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, for the first week ever, since you guys took away my ability to say that the podcast and the guy who comes on for our interview for the podcast is going to win his game, I am going to give my pick
Uh-oh.
for this week's game.
Oh, no.
The guy who is 1-4 in his own league.
Yes.
I got a dub, but it's okay.
You won last week. Let's go.
I got a dub. We're in the win column. But I'm going to put my expertise to this week's game. I am going to side with Mr. Snake. I think
go.
Barn Burners gets the win. And I think this is where Mr. Snake turns around his luck.
I'm gonna get my quarter here.
No, you're not. Barn Burners knows what's good for his job. Barn Burners, he will eat the $5 coffee fee for losing this week, but he knows what's good for the rest of his paycheck.
Prove him wrong, Burners. Prove him wrong. I'm riding you. Prove him wrong. But we're getting pretty long in the tooth here, so I'm going to wrap this bad boy up. Episode 7 in the books. I'm just going to reiterate what I said last week. God, football's flying by quick, and this is really going to suck when I can't talk about trades. Any final statements there, boys, before we wrap this bad boy up?
Big Boy Club, don't let me down.
Mr.
Trades.
Snake?
Trades.
Just trades?
More trades.
More trades.
Well, either way, we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you hanging around with us and dealing with our shenanigans, especially Mr. Snake and his soundboard.
Yep.
But make sure you guys stay active, get in the Discord, comment. We got the suggestions tab up and running. Please let us know if you guys want us to change anything or maybe add a new segment. We're willing to listen. But we will catch you next week. See ya.
Later.
We interrupt this outro for a little funny ha-ha because the boys and I are editing up this podcast, cutting it down into some usable time, and we get a notification about the league. And we get to find out that a certain couple teams that we on this podcast have made jokes about being conjoined at the hip, maybe just, a little too close for comfort at times, have decided to join their logos
And their names.
and their names in the Discord server.
And the league.
Oh, and the league? Okay,
And the
even
league.
better. But
They are the same team now. It is
I
official.
think they're going after the bit. This is hilarious. We're sitting here while we're editing up the podcast, just laughing our ass off at this dog sitting on top of a pineapple. We wanted to put a point in here that this is hilarious. We love you guys. But
It's
anything
great.
else you guys want to add?
It's great. This is awesome. We love you guys.
This is the fun we're talking about.